Welcome back to Let's Play Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. Last time we entered Riverside Station, but sadly, Toothless managed to get away. This time we ended up in a room with a bunch of switches with numbers on them. If we hit the switches the corresponding number of times, they go to the moon, and a platform is revealed. Off screen, I did fight one of the Buzzy Beetles, so I actually ended up getting an item. I ended up getting a Earthquake, which is a pretty good item, to be honest. And also we have a Shine Sprite. So we actually can level up another partner now. And I was thinking about leveling up Aubrey. I know Miss Mouse is still level 1, but it just makes no sense upgrading her because she doesn't really serve much of a purpose in battle. So she's better as a field partner, if at that. Hi, it's me again, Toadette. It's nice to see you again. Way to get the Ultra Boots. Now, your jump attack power go way up. Also, an Ultra Boots. Just to keep the naming convention. Let's practice it right now. It's a little hard, but I know you'll get it. Just hold down A and rotate that to make your body fold up. Release A to do a giant spring jump. Oddly enough, there's a weird little thing in naming conventions. This is actually called the Super Jump in Super Paper Mario. Yeah, it's basically the same. But Super Jump is also a term from a different Mario game. I think it's a reference to some other, like Super Mario 2, but it's actually the spring jump. Sort of like how a spin jump is a hammer, a spin jump is a ground pound. But for some reason this game calls it a ground pound. It doesn't call it a ground pound. I'm confusing myself right now. So spin jump, aka really obnoxious control stick spinning. And down we go. So, we need Yoshi actually. This is one puzzle that I don't actually understand why they set it up this way. You have to go over here to actually spring jump. You can't spring jump from over there. It's a little bit arbitrary, to be honest. But yeah. So you can actually spring jump this ledge to get the key. Also pressing, I think, a button in midair, I think B, will cut you out from the following animation. Because you actually do have an animation for sort of falling back down. I'm actually not going to fight these guys because of EXP manipulation. Because we will get a level up after the final boss of this chapter. So there's no point really in fighting a ton of stuff because we're going to get a ton of experience from this guy. Also, I'm fairly certain they actually have a way to skip chapter 6 now. Because it does take a while. I'm pretty sure it involves the same skip as skipping most of chapter 5. So yeah, I don't know the particulars of the speedrun because I'm not a speedrunner. Plain and simple, I don't speedrun games. The only game I have attempted to speedrun is Super Mario 64 successfully. And I have actually done a little. I'm practicing Super Mario RPG for fun. Like I am working on max skip, which is taking me forever to get down. Which is why I'm sort of not thinking about being a speedrunner. Thinking about not being a speedrunner would be better English. I don't know why I can't talk this afternoon. What in the world are these little monsters? That's a good question. Instead of someone with a hat, Yoshi, it's not these guys. They don't have hands. They don't have appendages of any variety. So just do this. Actually, spin jumping is also very efficient. Not spin jumping. Spin. Oh, super hammer. That's what it's called. Super hammer. Is actually the best way to get rid of them. Flip the switch, and we have a big button in the middle of the room. Bit ominous, if I do say so myself, but this is the control for the drawbridge. There we go. I like the little hazy sun effect in the background. That looks really good for GameCube. But the little dust in the sky, that doesn't ever move, so that looks a little bit cheap by comparison. But technical limitations aside, we are done at Riverside Station. We have gotten all the shine spice here as far as I'm aware. And we have gotten all the one lone star piece. So there might be a couple more things, but that's the bulk of it. This badge over here is close call for partners. It's not that useful. I don't use close calls, so it's good for if you're doing a low level run, because it allows you to have like a buffer basically for if you take a lot of damage. But for most players, it's not that helpful. Into the train we go, and day 2 comes to a close. Basically, day 1 is just the initial setup. Day 2 is the Dupless reveal and Riverside. And day 3, who knows what awaits us. Actually, day 3, we actually get to Paulson Station. That's what day 3 is. But it can't be that simple, right? Attention all passengers, thank you for riding the XS Express. Our next stop is our last, Paulson Heights. So might as well go to bed. Actually, I probably should buy items first, but I wasn't thinking. Morning of a new day, I love it. So cool and brisk, I love that. Okay, now what? I say okay a lot. I'm just realizing I'm getting so much email. It's probably using up a lot of space. Patch. Give them really. I like how he spells like he speaks. Just a little implication. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. No, never mind. King K is still in the minor league, so we gotta rematch him at some point. Boo. This is probably the Boo who we rescued. Yeah. Haha. Wow, self-deprecating much. This is basically to help you find the cookbook, in case you hadn't found it. That's all. We found the cookbook first try because I knew where it was. And in any case, the train is like really quiet today. There's like no one here. If we go to the front of the train, let's talk to the engineer and see what's up. Good morning, sir. It's quite quiet this morning, wouldn't you say? Is there something on the windshield? Okay. You got a problem here. Arrgh, what are the things? Well, aren't those the things from the station yesterday? They must have stowed away. What should I do? First we have to ensure the safety of the passengers, but I have to keep driving the train. So that means it's our job to ensure the safety of the passengers. Okay, we have to figure out where these things are actually coming from. Where do you usually stow away in the train? In the baggage claim, I would assume. Not that they've ever tried to stow away in the train. Not that there are any trains near where I even live. This is bad. Everyone's gone. The only toad that is still here is actually the toad in the shop. So that's convenient. If you still need items, go get them. I'm going to try without items because, well, we kind of need coins for some other stuff, so... Also, the conductor is gone. And, of course, that means you're all inside. Smorg. Thus must be what we're dealing with. Those little monsters are inside the train now. Let's get them! Okay, so just hammer them all, and eventually let go of passengers to, harassing. In this case, it's the waitress and the conductor. And out they go. Detective Mario, you saved us again? I must have been taken by those black things while I was sleeping. Scary. They seem to have come into the baggage car through that open window. I don't know, they look gray to me. Like, they don't look black, they look gray. That's what happens if you fail a super jump, by the way. This pipe is closer to the wall than I thought it was. Thought it was more in the middle of the room. But as we go outside, the train is just covered in these things. You can use Yoshi to run through them, I think. But you can also just hammer your way through, which is probably the better method because it actually deals with the problem. Instead of just leaving a ton of these things just chilling. So we have to make our way to the front of the train. Smorg. So battle on top of... Wow, that background is not helping the scene. I never realized how completely static that background looks. Except that rock we keep passing by repeatedly. So... this is what we're up against. All the passengers. Why does that gross thing? No, Mario, look, it's got the other passengers. Help! That's not good. We have to save the day. Smorg. Obviously, if you see a giant pink spot in an enemy, that's usually its weak point. Boss logic. Also, our icon is now red. We actually do not double, 3 damage rather than 2 damage. Max HP is 50, attack is 5, and defense is 1. It attacks with weird tentacles. Defeating the tentacles will drop the body's defense to 0, making it easier to attack. But the tentacles will regenerate. So switching out Vivian. Again, they have 4 HP, so again, using Thunder Rages are not a bad idea. Also, Zap Tap doesn't work on these guys. You can actually counter these, but it's very, very technical. So a popular strategy is to just take out all of the tentacles, which will cause them to retreat back into your body, and then just hit it with all you have. Spring Jump is a good option. Power Jump is safer to me because I'm not good with the timing. And this is not the really effect I would have preferred, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers, as the saying goes. Also, it doesn't attack this turn, so that's another reason. Yeah, we kind of just have to sit around, or Merle has to just not do a whole lot. Or it's just sitting around, so Merle's curse is useless. That's what I'm trying to say. So back to this thing. There, we got the super guard. This attack is mostly just tedious, if anything. Didn't get it that time. Yeah, it just takes forever, to be honest. That's why I don't like this battle. I generally like chapter 6 a lot, though. It's probably my favorite chapter. Sadly followed up by my least favorite chapter. It ends well, it starts terribly. We'll get into that next chapter, though. How much HP does it have? It's covered up by the text. 21. Okay. Okay. Making good time in this boss fight, actually. Yeah, Spring Jump is kind of a tricky move to pull off successfully. So we'll just take it slow and steady. 5 damage, and Stylish. You can kind of just feel when you get Stylish sometimes. Now it's a big claw. This does 10 damage if I'm not mistaken, so try the Super Guard. I didn't, so that was not good. But luckily, it actually doesn't have a ton of HP. So that's convenient, at least. Okay, now Vivian will miss, so that's not good. Yeah, the stage effects kind of just get in the way a lot of times. I'm getting really bad luck with stage effects, more so than usual. We can actually just finish them off with regular jump, which is kind of hilarious at this point. And there they all go. Now, people really want this game in 3D, and I imagine that seems part of the reason. Because that actually looked kind of cool in 3D. All those Smorgs flying. So 40, 30, so this. The pianist. There we go. And off to the station we go. Now that the Smorgs are all flying in the wind. See ya. This actually creates the problem of, can the Smorg come back? Because they're just they all survive, basically. Thank you. Boy, it's like all you did for 3 days was save us. How can we ever thank you? Everyone's safe now. It's all thanks to you. Oh, thank you much. You saved my life. No stupid tongue of mine, you saved my life. Did you all know this dashing fellow has been the famous Luigi all along? We'll soon arrive at Paulson Heights, ladies and gentlemen. Prepare to disembark. Even after almost dying, he still has to do his conductor duties. And here we are in Paulson Heights. Nice place, if I do say so myself. Obviously there's a crystal star here based on the giant star adorning the entrance. Adorning, not adoring. Now arriving at Paulson Heights, please watch your step and be sure to take all of your belongings with you. We're finally here, Mario. There's no time to waste, so let's find the Paulson Sanctum like the professor said. We can waste time. We're not in that big of a rush. It's not like the end of the world. Except it kind of is. Jokes aside, let's actually just do some side questy stuff because we don't have enough time to actually do, we don't have enough time to do the story stuff. So we'll just hunt for items for a little bit. We have 4 we can get, if I'm not mistaken. Pink House is Toodle's house, and there's actually a hedge with a star piece. So that's 1. Okay. Let's see what's over here. Is it over here? I know there's gotta be something here. And there we go. That's number 2. Oh yeah, there's also one over here by the house. Oh, that was easy. I thought you had to go through the house. Also, there are still water chomps in the water in the pool, so that makes no sense. And also in the fountain in this area. So this is a dangerous, dangerous place. And is the last one up here? Yes. Okay, we have gotten the star pieces of Paulson Heights. Like the one in Twilight Town, if you stay at the hotel, you actually get special items, depending on how much you pay. We are staying in that luxury hotel. Paulson Heights sure is a place for the rich and famous, huh? We're thinking of going to see the Paulson Sanctum next. Is there anything back here? Yes, an inn coupon, which is good if you want to stay at the fancy hotel. And you can actually buy pasta, which is a good cooking item. I almost said crafting item. It's like, well, it's technically a crafting item too, but that's not what I meant. And here we are. People ask me if I get tired of walking the same route every day, and I say no way, Jose, because it's a bit different every day, you know? It's not the same as I'm not the same as I was yesterday. Neither are you. Even the town changes. And you'll never see another day just like today, so treat every day like it is unique. On that note, on that philosophical note, let's get a Shine Sprite. No box, which has been the trend so far this Let's Play of having a box to stand on, but now we have the Super Jump, or Spring Jump, so we don't actually need to do that anymore. Like the one in Glitzville, you can actually just do it with the Spring Jump now if you want. If you didn't get that Shine Sprite back in Chapter 3. But, all that aside, next time we enter the Paulson Sanctum. Thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more Paper Mario: The 1000-Year Door.